My name is Carmody. I'm a Grade 1 cybernetics man at Western Alliance headquarters in the Pentagon. Used to be a rocket pilot, but they retired me at 27 after I made the third successful flight to the moon. As a Grade 1 cybernetics operator, I get to work with Junior. Let me tell you about Junior. He was built in 1962, and he's the world's finest electronic brain, with the possible exception of Ivan, the Eastern Alliance brain, which was built on stolen plans and modeled after Junior. There are only 4 men in the country permitted in the same room with Junior because the data we feed him is so secret. One of those 4 is the president of the Western Alliance. The other 3 are myself, Charlie Mazer, and the chief.
Ray?
Oh, yes, Chief.
Have you got Junior running a problem?
Well, I just fed him the hourly data for probability of H-bomb war with the Eastern Alliance. He's ready. Hold it.
According to the data just received, the probability of a hot war between the Western and the Eastern Alliance is 99.930 in favor of such a war breaking out within the next month.
Oh, it doesn't sound good, Chief.
Yeah. Well, I'll scramble the data, send it to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Meanwhile, here's a Priority C civilian problem to run off.
Oh, what's this stuff?
Well, it seems on September 17th, a statistician in the Birth Record Department of New York City noticed that out of 813 births reported that day, 657 had been girls, and only 156 had been boys.
Well, that sounds impossible.
Well, that's what this statistician thought. So they phoned some other cities, and the same trend is being shown, not only in other American cities, but in Western Europe.
Sunspots, maybe?
That's for Junior to figure out. He's the brain here.
Okay, I'll feed him.
Give me the results on the intercom. I'll be in my office.
Right. I didn't really pay much attention to the problem at the time. As a Grade 1 operative, I was more interested in asking Junior questions on security, ballistics, missiles, rocketry, and so on. The Eastern Alliance would undoubtedly have traded 3 puppet governments and the tomb of Lenin to have an agent as a Grade 1 operative. But I took the birth statistics and fed them in and waited. Junior, incidentally, responds to vocal stimuli. Speaks 12 languages. Got the answer, Junior?
I have.
Okay.
The present statistics, if the trend is projected for another day, indicate a definite dangerous imbalance. If the trend is irreversible, unless new methods of reproduction are developed, the population of the United States and Western Europe will die out in 1 1/2 generations.
Well, it wasn't long before the newspapers got the story and kicked it around. People in governments really started to worry now. Biologists and laboratories made it their #1 project. On September 29th, only 41 boys were born in the entire United States. During the month of October, in spite of all the work going on, not a single male child was born anywhere in the world, with the exception of 1 in Outer Mongolia and 1 in Alaska. November drew another blank. I was working 18 hours a day, feeding every available scrap of data to Junior.
Data insufficient for answer to your question.
Well, here's the latest. A new analysis of chromosome structure indicates the presence of an additional electron in the orbit of the Y atoms for carbon chain X. Now try again. The question is, what is causing the lack of male birth?
Anything new, Ray?
No, not yet. Hold it.
Data insufficient.
Well, that's it. We've fed Junior every scrap of information that every physicist, geneticist, chemist, and biologist in this half of the world knows, and all he does is say data insufficient.
Yeah, well, the operator who had him last night didn't do any better.
Any more information on the Eastern Alliance? Have they made any progress?
No, but at least the talk of a hot war is dying down.
Well, they're still working on a space station, aren't they?
Oh, yes, we're both going ahead with that. But, well, this seems to be a common problem now. You know, in spite of hydrogen bombs and ICBMs, people don't really expect the whole race to die out from a war. But the complete lack of male children, now that's something that every family can understand.
Has anybody thought of the possibility of some kind of radiation from outer space that's damaging the chromosomes, something our instruments can't detect?
Everybody's thought of it. Nobody's proved anything. Well, keep trying, Junior. Maybe he'll come up with something.
Okay. Junior, I'm ashamed of you. Answer me.
Information recorded.
Look, you're a whiz on rocket fuels and space orbits, but when it comes to women, you're a total bust, just like me. I don't understand them and never will.
Information recorded.
Now, you've convinced us that if we use the H-bombs in total war, both sides will lose, and we know that your counterpart in Moscow University has given the same information to the Eastern Alliance. That you can figure out. But women, you can't have genetics without women, right?
No.
Well, you know that much. What about that blonde at the party last night, huh? What about her?
The question is inadequately worded. Please clarify.
Should I see her again?
No.
What? You haven't even got any data on her. Why shouldn't I see her again? Answer, please.
Because tomorrow you are going to be married.
Well, I almost jumped out of my chair. Junior had gone stark raving mad. Besides, Junior never made predictions unless he had some definite data. There wasn't a woman on earth I had the slightest interest in marrying. I was a confirmed bachelor. So, unless somebody else had been feeding phony data into Junior, which was almost impossible since he already had enough data to check any flaw, well, I figured he'd blown a transistor. Come in. Oh, Chief, I was just going to tell you that... Oh.
Ray Carmody, this is the president of the Western Alliance. Captain Carmody, Mr. President.
Glad to meet you, Captain.
Oh, I'm very honored, sir.
The president came here specifically to talk to you, Ray.
To me?
Captain Carmody, you have been chosen to have the opportunity to volunteer for a mission of extreme importance. Now, there's much danger, but not as much as on your previous trip to the moon.
Previous trip, sir? And this involves another?
The flight to the moon, Captain, will be the least important part of your mission. What's at stake here is the survival of the human race. Chief, perhaps you'd better explain the rest.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know the problem, Ray. Last night when Mitchell was on, we fed Junior some new data, and we asked some new questions. For example, we asked if the lack of male birth could be due to some extraterrestrial enemies of man.
Well, Martians?
Possibly. We established that it's possible that Martians have landed somewhere on Earth and set up radiation that causes all children to be females.
Junior said it was possible?
Definitely. So we asked him the next question. How could we correct such a situation?
Mm-hmm. What did he say?
Junior suggested that a married couple spend a honeymoon on the moon and see if circumstances are different.
Oh, I see. You want me to pilot them there?
Well, not exactly, Captain.
Oh, good grief. You mean you want me to... Well, Junior wasn't crazy after all.
You asked Junior?
He said I was getting married, but... Well, how do you know it was me they'd pick?
He was asked the qualifications for the bridegroom. He recommended a rocket pilot who had already made the trip successfully.
Well, there are 4 other pilots who've made that trip.
You're the only single one. And since the woman must be a qualified pilot also, and none of the wives are pilots, well...
I assume I'm going to be married before we leave.
Well, naturally.
Oh. And, just how long do we stay on the moon?
Until a child is conceived.
Brother.
Well, Captain, do you volunteer?
I suppose so. Well, wait a minute. Who's the other pilot? I mean, the girl.
She was flown in by fast rocket an hour ago and is waiting in Chief Reba's office. Now, shall we go?
There were some officials there, and a justice, and my bride. She was small, dark, slender, and very attractive. I was so busy looking at the way she filled out her uniform in just the right places that I almost overlooked the fact that she was dressed like an Eastern Alliance pilot.
Captain Ray Carmody, may I present Lieutenant Anya Borisovna?
You mean this is... an enemy pilot?
Pleased to meet you, Captain.
Yes, I'm pleased to meet you. Mr. President,
Captain, this marriage is being done on an international basis for important diplomatic reasons. Both alliances have been advised by their cybernetic machine that the experiment, if it is to benefit humanity, must bring all the major powers together. Miss Borisovna is 24, an experienced rocket pilot like yourself, and quite attractive, if I do say so myself.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, if you're both ready, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court will perform the ceremony.
Well, there's just one thing, Mr. President. Miss Borisovna, would you marry me?
Yes. And, you may call me Anya.
Okay. Mr. President, we're ready. I didn't even get a chance to kiss the bride. We were rushed over to the labs for a pre-flight physical. Then the chief took me aside for a private pre-flight briefing.
Congratulations, Ray. Sit down.
Thank you.
Now, 0 hours at 10 o'clock.
Only half an hour?
We've known about this for several weeks now, Ray. Ship is ready. We've already fired 11 supply rockets and observed that they landed on the moon near where you're supposed to put down. One of them contains a heat-proof, airtight, collapsible shelter where you'll live.
Uh-huh. Oh, what's the ship like?
R-26, much better than the R-24 that you flew there. Last time, Ray, you took 4.5 Gs for 7 minutes. This time you'll get by with 3 Gs and have 12 minutes to accelerate to Brenchless. Now, you'll have enough fuel for the trip there. One of the supply rockets has your return fuel. Oh, yes. We put in a case of scotch and a case of vodka, just as an icebreaker.
Before we go, Chief, what would you have done if I'd turned this job down?
The cybernetics machine predicted that you wouldn't. Besides, we could have had 100 volunteers an hour after seeing Anya Borisovna. That gal was moonbait.
Careful. You're speaking of my wife.
Tower to R-26. Are you both strapped in?
Anya, you strapped into the webbing?
Yes.
Okay, Chief.
The time is X-15. I have a message from the President. Quote, "The people of the world are watching. Don't fail them. I have messages from the Soviets, the Chinese, the British, the Indians, all wishing you well. You are the hope of mankind, and all mankind unites as it has never before united in giving you its blessings. We await your return anxiously." Unquote. X-5. 4, 3, 2, X-1. Blast off.
The sound that was beyond all sound struck us like a giant muffled hammer. It built up until we weighed 480 pounds pressed flat against the webbing. Sound and pressure went on and on interminably. Then we reached Brenchless, free of the pull of earth. I blacked out. When I came to, a lovely face was bent over mine, 2 dark eyes smiling at me.
Are you all right, Ray?
Oh, yeah. Are we weightless?
Yes. I shut off the fuel. We won't need it until we land.
Oh, thanks.
If you would teach me, I could help you land the ship. Oh, I've never been to the moon.
Well, sure. Just slide over here to the control panel.
All right. Like this?
Oh, that's fine. We've got about 4 hours Earth time to get acquainted.
Have you known many women?
A few. Have you had any boyfriends?
1 or 2.
Well, I was never really serious about anybody.
Oh.
You have a family?
Yes. In Magnitogorsk.
Oh. I'm from Brooklyn.
How long have you been a rocket pilot?
Oh, since I was 18. I'm 27.
I'm 24. I learned rockets when I was 18 also.
Oh. Well, we better concentrate on the ship just now. Later on, we can talk about ourselves more. Meanwhile, though, I hope you're not sorry. I mean, about this business. I guess it isn't very romantic.
I'm not sorry.
We made a good landing. It didn't knock either of us unconscious. Then we got into our spacesuits and got out of the rocket. Some of the supply rockets were lying within a quarter mile. There were 6 eastern rockets and 3 westerns. About 800 yards away, though, there was a big supply rocket we couldn't identify. It looked different from the others, and neither of us could identify it as an eastern or western design we were familiar with. I pointed to it, and we headed there. you recognize that supply rocket?
No, I was not briefed on anybody's standard still in the shade.
Well, it must be something the chiefs of staff sent up as a surprise for us. I figured about 50 feet long, but you can't see the rocket tubes.
It might be a payload from a stepped rocket assembly.
Uh-huh. Well, there's a door on the side, anyway, you see? The top of that ramp.
Oh, yes. Maybe we ought to observe it a while before we go in.
Oh, nonsense. Come on.
Ray.
Yes?
Ray, I'm frightened. There's something wrong with this.
Only one way to find out, Anya. Let's go. Well, there's some kind of lock on this door. Let's see if it opens. Well, that was easy.
It's lighted inside.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Maybe they sent us a surprise cottage for the honeymoon. Special delivery to the moon.
This doesn't look like anything designed for humans to live in. Ray! The door's closed behind us.
Try the lock.
No, it's no use.
Here, let me try it. Ooh, holy smoke, I can't get it open. Do you have a gun?
No, I have no weapons.
They would be useless anyway.
Ray. Oh, look.
Good grief. They look like blobs of flesh with arms and legs.
About 3 feet tall.
Don't make any sudden moves. That's some kind of weapon he's carrying.
Precisely, Captain Carmody.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
My people and I are inhabitants of another galaxy.
Extraterrestrials?
Precisely. As for how we know your name and your language, we have been studying you since you first achieved space travel. We have intercepted your radio communications, for example.
Have you been responsible for the lack of male birth?
We have been beaming an ultrasonic wave toward your planet.
What are you planning to do?
For the moment, we will keep you aboard our ship and study you. You may remove your helmets, incidentally. We have provided an oxygen atmosphere.
Can we risk it?
Well, if he wants to kill us, there are easier ways. Here, help me get it off. Well, it breathes pretty good. Keep your helmet with you.
You may make yourselves comfortable. We will bring you food and liquid from your supply rockets. Do not attempt to escape, please. It could be most unpleasant.
The next few days were like a nightmare. The blobs left us to ourselves except to feed us. Of course, it had its funny side, too. The creatures knew we needed liquid, but they couldn't distinguish between water and whiskey. For the first 2 days, we had nothing but whiskey to drink. For obvious reasons, I don't remember much about it, but we did begin to sing to each other. We also got to know and like each other. I got to learn some Eastern songs. On the third day, the jugs were water jugs, and we sobered up. Oh, what a hangover.
You were singing magnificently.
Oh, well, you weren't so bad yourself. How long was I asleep?
About 8 hours. Ray, while you were passed out, I discovered how we can escape.
What?
I've been studying the blobs. They seem to have a 5-hour sleep period when there is no sound in a ship. I've tried banging on the wall with my helmet during that period, but apparently they're almost completely unconscious during others.
Mm-hmm. 5 hours sleep. That means a planet with approximately a 20-hour rotation. The Joint Chiefs will want to know that if we get back.
And more important, we're much stronger physically than they are. I can actually bend the metal of the door lock.
Well, now, what are we waiting for? Let's put on our helmets and get out of here. Are they in the sleep period?
Yes, for about 3 hours. Ray, do you think we can risk it?
We don't have much choice. I'll go ahead. If we get out of this ship, you run for our rocket and start to refuel. I'll keep an eye on the blobs.
All right, but Ray, please be careful.
Don't worry. Before you put on your space helmet...
Yes?
You realize I've never even kissed the bride?
Yes. Oh, Ray.
Good luck, Mrs. Carmody. By the time I reached the ship, Anya had the rockets refueled. I jacked up the tail fins and we headed for space. When I checked our screen to see if the blobs were after us, we detected their ship heading toward the outer galaxies away from Earth. The rest was easy. In less than 24 hours, I was in the office of the president of the Western Alliance making a full report. The Eastern ambassador was there, along with the chief.
Captain, this story is incredible.
Well, I'll be glad to submit to a lie detector, Mr. President.
There's one on its way.
Our embassy is questioning Miss Borisovna right now to see if her story is similar.
Are you positive they were extraterrestrials? I mean, couldn't they have been, well, Easterners?
If Easterners are 3 feet tall, without bones, and look like little green blobs of protoplasm.
Yes. It's for you, Ambassador Coverage.
Thank you. Yes. 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 Our woman tells the same story under scopolamine. It must be the truth.
Obviously, they went back for reinforcements or further orders. If and when they get back, we've got to be ready for them.
My government stands ready to cooperate fully.
Excellent. We'll have to build a joint space station, get to the moon, and fortify it jointly. If we pool all scientific knowledge, military data, we may be able to do it.
Our propaganda ministry has already received orders to put everything into reverse gear.
Comedy, I don't know how the world can ever thank you and Miss Borisovna. You not only averted a suicidal war between the East and West, you've also managed to draw us together in a joint effort where international power politics must be a thing of the past.
Well, sir, I have a request to make.
Anything, my boy. By the way, your wife is on her way over.
I'd like to get back to Junior to ask him a personal question before I see her again, if you don't mind.
Well, it's rather odd, but I suppose if it's what you wish. Chief, would you let Captain Carmody operate the cybernetics machine alone for a few moments?
Right this way, Ray, boy.
I waited until I was alone with the big cybernetics machine. One green dial glowed malevolently as if the instrument was aware of my presence. I opened the input channel and spoke. Hello, Junior. This your old friend Ray. Give an appropriate answer.
Hello, Ray.
Now then, you remember Miss Borisovna, the girl who was selected for me to marry. Item 1, she's going to rejoin me in a short while. Item 2, I've fallen in love with her. Item 3, before we actually live together as man and wife, I want to know something. Question. Does she love me?
Yes.
Oh, that's my boy. Now then, just one more item before I say so long and take a honeymoon. Tell me, Junior, why do I have a hunch that those blobs from outer space will never be back? Answer, please.
Because what you call a hunch comes from your own unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind knows that the extraterrestrials do not, and never did, exist.
What?
Do you wish the answer repeated?
I wish you to tell me why I saw them, why Anya saw them.
Neither of you saw them.
Amplify that answer, Junior, or I'll smash every tube in your memory bank.
Since I am an AC-7 cybernetics machine, I have no circuit reactor for threats of destruction of my tubes. The answer to your question is as follows. The memory of extraterrestrials is due to post-hypnotic suggestion.
You mean I was hypnotized to find those blobs on the moon?
Correct.
And just who hypnotized me?
I did. I hypnotized you.
Oh. And Anya?
A similar AC-7 cybernetics machine located at the University of Moscow.
Would you explain why?
Cybernetics machines are constructed to help humanity. A major war, the disastrous results of which I could accurately calculate, was inevitable unless forestalled. Calculation showed that the best way to avert that war was the creation of a common mythical enemy. Therefore, I created a situation which led to your mission to the moon.
Well, wait a minute. You created the situation.
Yes.
Well, tell me how you did it. How did you prevent male babies from being conceived?
A special modification of radio carrier wave for station JVT here in Washington, D.C., the only 24-hour-a-day radio station in the United States. The modification is not detectable by any instrument known to man at present.
Well, how could you do that? You can't leave here.
1 year ago, you yourself fed me a problem. The design of a new cathode tube for radio station JVT. I modified the tube to send out a wave that would prevent male children from being conceived.
So all we have to do is eliminate that tube.
It will not be necessary. The tube was designed to burn out exactly 15 minutes ago.
And the same thing happened in the Eastern Alliance?
Precisely. 2 properly constructed machines will always arrive at the same answer to the same problem.
Oh, Junior, I gotta hand it to you. But why let me in on it?
It is to the interests of humanity to know the truth. It is to your own interests. And you will tell no one because of the type of individual you are. Mankind will work together now to reach the stars.
One last question, Junior. If Anya and I were just hypnotized to think all of that was happening up on the moon, what really did happen up there? I waited a while, but Junior was silent. It's the first time he ever pulled anything like that. However, I'll swear that I saw that green eye of his wink at me.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features Butterfly 9 by Donald Keith. The story of Jeff, who needed a job, and a man with a job to offer. One where giant economy-sized trouble had labels like fake make, bumsy, and peakage. Galaxy Magazine on your newsstand today. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you Honeymoon in Hell, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by Frederick Brown and adapted for radio by George Lefferts. Featured in the cast were William Redfield, Vilma Curer, Wendell Holmes, Charles Penman, Leon Janney, Roger DeKoven, and Jack Grimes. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
To keep the fight against heart disease moving steadily forward, you're urged to support your Heart Fund. Send a generous contribution to your local Heart Association or to Heart, care of your local post office. When you help your Heart Fund, you help your heart. Hear the latest up-to-the-second news with Frank Blair, weekday mornings on most of these stations.
Hey, good morning out there. How are you? Hey, Joey, good morning. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man?
I'm just chilling out. I am just, they call me Chillin' Bobillin, because I'm like Bob Dylan, the villain.
I could rap, gosh. That's the white bread rap.
Hi, Sam. I have Sam here with me this morning. My buddy. My buddy Sam, my buddy Sam. My buddy Sam, my buddy Sam. He was up early today too, so he decided to come hang out with me. Of course, he'll probably be asleep here in a few minutes. You're so adorable, Sam. Good morning, sweetheart. So how things going out there?
What's going on, man?
I am frazzled. I cleaned up. I dusted and vacuumed in here. Yay! And I worked on video stuff all weekend. I did, well, I did a bunch of video time machine stuff. That seems to be my new kick, is creating a video time machine episodes. In fact, I've got an episode created. I'm going to upload it today and get all the checks done so that I can rework it for Friday if I need to. Arr. Pink toes, pink toes. Because I need to avoid the whole what do they call that, cancel thing, where all of a sudden you look over and your show is like dead because it says canceled, copyright content, canceled. That was a bummer, man. It was like right in the middle of the show, I look over and there's a comment from somebody that says, "Hey, what the hell happened?" And I'm like, oh shit, man, something got, and it had been a minute or so since I had looked at it, so I was like, okay, where did it fail? So I ran back real quick and went through the live video and went back a few minutes and found out that it was the trailer for Vamp with Chris Makepeace, the kid from Meatballs. Right? Like, oh my god. And I think it was some of the music in there. And then also the trailer for Over the Edge had a hit on Surrender by the Cheap Trick band there.
So I got pretty screwed up. I got pretty screwed up, man.
So, yeah. I had to stop that stream because my stream was working fine here. It was going out. It just wasn't reaching there. So I had to cancel out the live show and start up a part 2 and continue playing the video right directly after Vamp. There was Christy McNichol on Sha Na Na. So everything after Vamp seemed to work fine.
But man, it really bummed me out
to get my live show canceled during the live show. That just sucks. It just absolutely sucks. Yeah. So I've been creating things. Let's see. Let me show you one of the things that I created. Okay. Here we go. You guys will love this. Alright. Now it might get loud. Alright. So let me go ahead and switch over to this. So the technical difficulties prompted me to make this video. All right, this is my favorite part coming up. That wasn't it. All right, ready? Ready? Yeah, I'm weird. I love
it. All right, that's pretty fancy pants stuff there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So did you like that? Was that cool or what? Thanks, Joey, for the comment. Oh man, I made probably a dozen videos over the weekend, screwing around. Most of them are the same thing, just variations. I wanted to make a lot of in-between video cards, just little 6-second in the middle type stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
107. Okay. Huh. Let me check. That was just too much fun, man. Hey, I think that's it. I don't know if I've shown this already, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and show it because it's pretty cool and I like it. Right? So this is the intro to the video time machine. Let's check this out. In these troubling days of a modern world gone mad, one man has the technology to make a difference in time and space. That's it. That's the intro to the video time machine. That's cool, baby. I really dig it. I have way too much fun doing this crap. Yeah. Let's see. Let me play a bunch of these cards here because this ought to be interesting. Alright, I'm just going to play a bunch of these back to back and see what happens. Alright. And now for more video time. So I made these and I had to add sound because they just kind of sat there. They were just kind of flat. And that's it. That's my video time machine break cards, I guess is what I call them. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, I've got the closing credits to Video Time Machine. Yeah, those are just too much fun to make. I'm starting to learn enough about all of this crap that I think that when I get back to making original videos this winter, I'm gonna be having some chops here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's fun stuff right there. That's fun on a bun. Has anyone seen the Minecraft Open? Anybody? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and bring up that vidya. And and see if we'll play it here.
Ah, jeez. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. We're going to sit back. Yeah, think about doing a bong hit. Going to think about doing a bong hit. All right. Who wants me to play the Minecrafting Open for Minecrafting Monday?
Anybody? Anybody? Because,
it's tonight. Of course, I've posted this opener on YouTube, but I haven't posted the close. I made a closing for it too, and it's pretty cool.
So,
Oh, you saw it. All right, cool, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and play it because someone else might be here, and then I'm gonna play the new close for the Minecrafting show. So here we go. My daughter really loves this. I gotta get some bongos, man. Some congos. Chongos, monkeys. What does he need monkeys for? You know, there's no monkeys in Minecraft. So those graphics there, I had to find the alphabet, and then I had to copy and paste each individual letter to create that whole graphic there. So, yeah.
Ah, jeez, where'd you go? There you are. Ha 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 ha.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right, let me play the close, because this is kind of fun too. Here we go. Since it doesn't have any lead on it, it just starts. All right, here we go. And go away, go away, go away. There it is.
get a little watery-eyed.
Yeah. Is it glitchy on your end? My phone's a little glitchy. My phone is my monitor, and it gets a little glitchy once in a while. So I'm like, what's going on? Is everything okay? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, everything's fine, dipshit. Just keep talking. Just keep talking. Just keep talking. All you gotta do is keep talking, man. That's your job. Your job is to not shut up.
Hey, I can do that. I can do that. Hey, yo, Mallory. Vroom, vroom, beep, beep, Mallory. What show? Tell me. What show? Anybody? Vroom, vroom, beep, beep, Mallory. No? Anybody? Go on. Totally. So it's about 5 minutes before I go on the air here, and I look over to my microphone, and it's just dangling by the cord. This just dangling there, just swinging. Oh man. So I had to rip off all the old duct tape and start duct taping, and I had 2 pieces about 2 inches long. That's all I had left. So I used that, and here we are. We're live. But then again, that's live TV. When just before you go on, shit fucks up. That's cool. I can dig it. He can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it, dig it. Can you dig it? Dig it, baby, baby. I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it. Ah, fuck it. So speaking of Video Time Machine, which we were a minute ago. That was like 5 minutes ago, man. What is he talking about? So Video Time Machine is a new portion of the Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia show. I have decided to vary it in length. Last week was the pilot episode, and it was an hour long. Kind of hard to keep the reins on the copyright bullshit when it's an hour long. So I made this one a half an hour long. I'm going to upload it today, get the copyright check, see if I have to mute anything. And then it'll be ready for Friday. It was a lot of fun to create. There were actually a couple of parts in the half an hour show. 2 videos, in fact, where even after editing it and going through it and then uploading it to the show and watching it over and over, I still 3 times I watched the final video and I frickin' bawled my eyes out. There's one part in the video you're just gonna have to watch. It's just I don't know. I'm probably at cheeseball. Everybody else is gonna get to the point to where I was going, right? And they're gonna go,
What the hell's this guy's problem? And a big fucking baby? Jeez, just jeez, come on.
what can I say? I'm an emotional guy. My coffee. I can dig it. My coffee's cold. That's a reason to cry. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am gonna go stick this coffee in the nuker, and I'll be right back in a flash. Don't go anywhere. I'll come looking for you. out. Hot coffee coming to you. Look out. Go on. Move out of the way. Hot coffee here. Jeez, never get between a man and his hot coffee. I'm telling you, you could get in trouble for that. Hi, bud. Good morning. Oh, you are adorable, Mr. Blister. Yes, you are. Mr. Blister, for like forever, like for decades, I would call a dog Mr. Blister or a cat Mr. Blister, right? And then just recently I saw this, I think it was either a movie or a TV or a radio show where the little girl, I think it was a radio show, the little girl called her dog Mr. Blister, and it blew me away, right? Yeah.
God, this guy gets blown away easily, you know? You can get entertained by a piece of string and a stick.
Hey, don't tempt me, right? What do you think I used to do when I was ditching school back in the 7th grade? I would sit under a tree with a piece of string and a stick and, you know, paper clip, and I'd sit and MacGyver up a fucking toy. Seriously. I preferred to sit at my brother's friend's house, Punker Paul. I preferred to sit at his house on the living room floor and watch HBO. Right? That would be cool if I could go back in time to that particular place and that particular time and that particular house and sit on that floor and watch that TV, right? God, I still remember the way the house smells, right? With a brain is a funny thing, huh? You can conjure up all kind of cool manifestations, which are cogitating in the manifestations.
What the hell's he talking? The guy's babbling again.
Hey, Marge, he's babbling.
Leave him alone, Harry. He's working shit out. You should do so.
I'm warning ya.
Don't fucking warn me, asshole. Sorry, Marge.
Dude, she's always bagging on you.
Shut up, punk.
Well, harsh. Oh, wow, man. I forgot where I was. I still haven't put the tags on my van. What's it been, months? What was this, July? June? I think it was June. I think it was May or June that I got my tags. Fuck.
Fucking A.
I'm not lazy, I'm just depressed, and I know as soon as I go stick my head in that van and start it up or do anything, I don't want any cause for depression, right? I'm still dealing with head shit. So I try to avoid things that may cause me to go, ooh. So the van right now is one of them. It's not important that I drive the van. It's too expensive to drive anyway. And if I drive it, more than likely it's going to malfunction, it's going to upset me, and it's going to catapult me into a dark place, and I don't want to go there. So I just avoid it right now. At some point, when the weather's a little cooler and I feel like being outside, I'll go out and I'll fuck with it, and I'll start feeling better about it. But work is slow. I can't drive it because it's expensive to drive. Work is slow, so I can't afford to get somebody over here to help me fix it. You know, work is slow, so I can't really do anything with it anyway, right? Even if I could afford the gas and to get it fixed, well, what am I going to do? Work is slow, I can't do anything, I can't go anywhere. Fuck it. I'll just stay at home and sit in this chair here and deal with the stuff that I can deal with, right? And when I am required, I get up and I do what I got to do. Like this morning, at some point, I got to get up and I got to put my daughter's lunch together. She should be waking up here any time. She leaves at 7:30 from here. So, yeah, I will be putting the camera on an empty chair and turning off the microphone in a little while I go put my daughter's food together. Mom does sandwiches, and I put everything else together, right? Sandwiches is a big deal. So I just try to get everything else in the cooler and in the snack bag so that when it's time to go, they just got to grab 2 things and they're out of here. Well, 2 more things, right? Whatever she needs for school, and then the cooler in the bag. And that's cool, man. I guess in a couple of weeks after my daughter's birthday party, that Monday she'll be going to school alone, so it won't be a full day. But somebody's going to have to drive. It may be Mom, because it's Monday. So I'll be here doing the Minecrafting stuff on that day. Unless, of course, I'm needed, in which case Minecrafting gets bogged out, and I go hang out in the car on campus for a few hours. It's like 4 or 5 hours, right? From the time she gets there to the time she's done with her 2 classes, and then we come home. I think it's 2 classes. Yeah. So, now I could just go and take a book. I could just take my book. Between the book and Netflix, right? Or YouTube. I can keep pretty busy. Now, I could take a computer with me, but these things are like... all I got to do is unplug a few things and I can take a laptop with me, but they're just integrated, right? Everything's already here, set up, working good. I don't like to fuck with shit that's... if it ain't broke, don't fuck with it, please. Just leave it the fuck alone, right? I mean, oh my God. Would you quit messing with it? Leave it alone. It'll get infected. Quit scratching. Quit picking on it, right? So let me know if I'm glitchy out there, okay? Because I'm feeling a mite bit glitchy. Feeling glitchy. Raw and itchy. Son of a bitchy. Oh, this dog is so cute. Oh, man, I just want to nibble on his ears. He is so cute. Oh, I just want to grab his cheeks and squeeze him, and then get those little tiny, little itty bitty lips that go, I'm a dog nut. What can I say? I just... yeah, I do prefer dogs over people, right? It's kind of funny. In fact, speaking of dogs, I just last night downloaded the movie from 1979 or 78 or something. The what is it? The Doberman Gang. Y'all remember that? The Doberman Gang. It's about bank robbers who used Doberman Pinscher dogs to rob a bank, basically, I believe is what the premise was. I haven't seen it since 1980s. Probably the 1980s was the last time I saw this movie. My brother was talking about it months ago, and it finally popped into my head when I was looking for movies to download. And so I grabbed it and I thought, all right, this is cool. The only bummer is that, I can't really... I mean, I could watch it with my brother, right? All I would have to do would be to call him on Facebook video with this computer and then feed this other computer playing the movie into our video call, right? That's it. So I can actually do a watch party here on my computer, which is pretty cool. I can actually set up a group video chat and drop myself into a little tiny box in the screen, you know, picture in picture, like I usually do, and play a movie and watch a movie with people, and we can all kind of talk and comment through every scene if we want, or sit and watch it and be quiet. I mean, it's your ball, you know. Bounce it however you want. Just don't bounce it up against my fucking wall. Just, oh man, I mean, especially early in the morning. Quit chucking that ball, dude. All right, what's that from? It's an American play. Quit chucking that ball, dude. It's like the opening scene. Anybody? Anybody? Come on. Theater majors. Come on. You got a few seconds to chime in before I see myself on live do this. And then I'm going to give you the answer. And I'm going to say the answer is... Anybody? Anybody? And am I going to look at my wrist here on the monitor? And there it is. I'm looking at my wrist. All right, the answer is... Quit chucking that ball, dude! Tobacco Road to play. I can't remember what the... Lillian Hellman? No. Lillian... I can't remember the lady's name who wrote the play Tobacco Road. I think it was a lady. Was it a lady? It wasn't like John Steinbeck or something. I don't remember. Should I look it up? I'll let somebody else look it up and tell me who wrote the play Tobacco Road. Now, in the 80s, after David Lee Roth went astray from Van Halen, he did a song called Tobacco Road, which I believe was an homage to the play. Right, and then he did actually a couple of songs on his new stuff after Van Halen. That was really a nod to the old-timey music, because he was really into that. He was really into show stuff and weird when he was younger. And at least that's from what I understand about Mr. David Lee Roth. That he was kind of a weird guy when it came to music. Had some weird tastes. Like Just a Gigolo, one of those songs. Now, we thought it went back, 20 or 30 years. It actually went back to the 1920s, the song Just a Gigolo. Just like the song Georgia. I mean, everybody thinks that Ray Charles, everybody now, modern times, think that, it was Willie Nelson, and then before Willie Nelson, it was Ray Charles. And before Ray Charles, there was a number of people who did it back in the 20s and 30s. So it's kind of a standard, like a stick, first gear, second gear, third gear, overdrive. You remember overdrive? We got an overdrive gear. Yeah. Shh. It's okay. It's just the burps. It's just the burps. They'll go away. I promise. I promise the burps will go away. So let's see. Here's the list of things, elements for the Friday night video time machine episode. That's about 32 minutes long-ish, I think. Probably 35 minutes long, with the open and the close on it. So we've got some Ruth Edding. We've got some more Felix the Cat. We've got a half a dozen commercials. All those little video in between 6-second video cards. We'll be right back, and now back to more, that kind of stuff. So I got a few of those in there. We've got some movie trailers. Some good movie trailers from stuff from the 1980s that I remember seeing in the 1980s, right? Because we would go over to friends' houses people who had like on TV, like the first cable channel, ZTV and on TV, and they would play all kinds of weird shit. Watch that documentary, Z Channel. I don't remember what it's called, but it's something about the Z Channel. It's on Prime. Check it out. There was an on TV subscription pay television thing that did a lot of pay-per-view events. We went to a friend's house, Charlene, who now lives up in Oregon, but she lived in Temecula back then. So we went cross town to Charlene's house, where my brother's friend and my sister's friend both, Charlene was their mother. So anyway, so we went over there, and she was a great hairstylist. She cut hair great. And we were invited over a couple of times, once to watch a Rolling Stones concert live, which was pretty cool. But yeah, on TV, that was heavy stuff. Heavy, Bo Bevy. But yeah, we'd go over to like a friend's house, and they'd be watching some movie on cable, right? They're like, oh my God, what's that? That's where I first saw Rabid, right? What's God? This guy's name just popped into my head and popped back out again. It's that porn actress that's in it. And anyway, she gets into an accident. Some scientist guy helps her, but then she's got this monster down here under her armpit that likes to eat people's faces or some shit. And that's where I first saw a couple of Woody Allen movies. The Sleeper, right? Where he gets frozen and wakes up in the future, and it's a really weird futuristic world. But it's still a Woody Allen movie, so it's just really bizarre. Yeah, I saw a bunch of weird movies over there. It was the first place that I saw Deep Throat, right? At like 12 or, yeah, probably like 11 or 12 years old is when I first saw Deep Throat. Went over to a friend's house, and they're watching it, right? And it's a bunch of teenage kids sitting around watching a porno, laughing and goofing and trying not to let their friends know how uncomfortable they all are, right? So, and I was the youngest one there, of course, and so I was just kind of sitting there going, oh my God, what the hell is this, right? Unbeknownst to them, I knew way more about sexuality than most of the people in the room, sans my brother, right? But, so, it was kind of weird for me just to see it on TV, right? To see it on, in an actual movie form, and not just people in some office doing it, or some people in a burned out house doing it, or, kids doing it on a garage floor with a bunch of other kids. It wasn't this, it was that, So it was weird for me. I was more uncomfortable being around a bunch of teenage kids who were really going out of their way to show how they weren't uncomfortable, right? When they really were. So that was kind of weird. But yeah, I saw a bunch of weird movies living in Temecula, Rancho California back then, when they were trying to gentrify rolling hills of dirt. But everybody had everybody had cable television, the early forms of cable television. A lot of people in the neighborhood had subscription TV. So we'd go over to somebody's house and there'd be something weird on, right? Something weird. That was cool. I dug weird. I liked sci-fi weird, right? I liked sci-fi weird. I'm going to warm up my coffee again, and then because it's Movie Monday here, we're going to talk about a movie that I just watched. I'll be right back. Hi, Sam. You want to go outside? You want to go with Mom or outside? You want to go with Natalia? You don't know. You know what you do know? You know that I think you're the most adorable little guy in the world. You know that? Yours, my little stinky little. Sam. I know. I'm glad you stopped in front of my house. Yeah. I sure am glad you stopped in front of our house in the rain when we were walking around lonely and sad. No, you're the best. I know, me swooning on Sam here. Alright, you want to get back in there? You want your little tent? You want your little tent back? There you go. Oh yeah, so the daughter is awake. She's getting ready for school. She is unbelievable. So once again, she's always been easy to deal with in the morning. Ever since she was a little child, her first day of school, she was up, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to go to school, happy to go to school. I think it's a condition of kids who grow up, grow up solo, just one, not two, not three, but just one. She's an only child, and I think that makes the difference in her wanting to get out and go socialize between those kids who just kind of like, they've got, siblings, and they're like, nah, I just want to hide, get away from me. Always tired, always in competition, right? But she's never been like that. She's never been, she never cried, I don't want to go to school. She's never been a bummer in the morning unless she's been sick. And even then, compared to a lot of people, she's a dream. Yeah, it just blows me away. So she's had little sleep, and she's wide awake and ready to go conquer the day, Stays up till ungodly hours in the middle of the morning doing schoolwork. Gets a couple of hours sleep, and then she's ready to go. She's my daughter. She is my daughter, I was always like that. I'm still like that. I mean, I get a couple of hours sleep, and boom, I'm awake, and I'm doing this, and then go out and do a bunch of other crap. But she's way, way to the extreme. She kicks my ass, seriously, on most things. She's a lot better human than I am. I love it. If your kids aren't better than you, then what the hell are you doing? Right? That's what I tell myself. She's got to be, It ain't gotta be, right? It's not a law. But it's just, it seems inevitable at this point. Mom has done her job. I've done what I could. We've helped to guide her into a good human. That's what I can say. She rocks. Hi, Oliver. How are you? What's going on? He says, like, you got any food? No, I'm gone. Nothing? Forget it. Yeah, maybe at some point I'll set up a little table here, and you can watch me put stuff into the cooler, the cooler of food and bag of tricks that we send with the girls every day to university. Nothing fancy, you know, a nice size cooler with those big giant frozen blocks, you know. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of love, a little bit of imagination, a little bit of culinary cogitation. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, I just flashed back to Temecula again. I remember going over to, was it Ochoa? Robert Ochoa? There's probably a million of people out there with that name, so it could be anybody. Don't start looking for people. So, and I don't, you know, this was like back in like 80. So, and I don't even think that was the right last name. Might have been, but I just remember they lived a couple of streets over at one end of the neighborhood in a little dead-end street in a cul-de-sac, and they were well, I mean, compared to us, everybody was a well-to-do family, right? But they really had their shit together, this family. It was a big family. And they had a really, really nice house, and the house was always immaculate, and it always looked clean and smelled clean, and we weren't allowed to do this, and that, and his parents were always working, and I remember sitting there in this guy's well-lit house, living room, I mean, just windows were just, everything was just really vibrant, and we were watching this movie, and it was, they were either in like France or maybe it was like the Mediterranean, and they were on yachts, and there were these there were a couple of younger girls and a family or two, and I think there was some pirating or bad guys involved, smugglers or something. But anyway, that of course leads me to think of that movie, The Bermuda Triangle, right? Who was in that one? Who was in that one? It was John, the director. Was a director-actor. Oh crap, what was his name? An old guy. He was in Chinatown. John Huston. Is that what it was? Yeah, John Huston. Big old leather-faced guy. Yeah. spacing out again, man. Might as well kill some pain when I got... Well, I got no gain, got no pain. Oh, I got no drain, I got no vein. Ow. So yeah, I mean, my ultimate goal now with this channel is just to stay busy. I think that's what it's always been, is to stay busy, ward off depression, use my imagination and creativity, and just and share lots of things about myself and things that I like, and that's where all of this extra content comes in. So that on a day like today, I can say, hey, let's talk about a movie. And you go, well, what the hell movie are we going to talk about? And we can talk about, if you have no movie to talk about, I can say, well, did you watch any of the movies on my channel? Because there's a bunch of movies there. Which movie did you watch? You watched that movie? Well, that's a pretty cool movie. Let's put it on and let's watch it together. Let's investigate it. Let's talk about it, right? Over the weekend, I downloaded a dozen or so movies from the 70s, 80s, movies that were really a part of my life, right? And one that I hadn't seen since the 80s, I decided to go ahead and put on, and I watched the first half one night, and then the next morning I got up and sat here and watched the second half. Just because I put it on too late. You know, I don't usually do that. Usually I like to watch it all the way through. But I put on Candle Shoe with Jodie Foster and thought she was the most awesomest thing in the world. I still think so. Everything that she did from like 1980 and earlier, right? She's only got like 30-something credits after 1980. Out of her 82 credits to her name, she only did about 30-something as an adult. Everything else was done when she was a kid, right? That's like 50, you know, that's like 2/3 of her work she did when she was young. And while she made the transition from child actor to adult actor somewhat seamlessly. I mean, she was all of a sudden, she went from playing kids to playing young adult to playing an older young adult, and then she just worked right into it and just picked great roles, you know, and dropped out and then pop up a few years later, grown more in a different role. I prefer to watch, the stuff I prefer to watch is about a half dozen things from the 70s, including 1980. And then anything she did on TV, or, you know, whatever, anything that she did in those little bit parts, Kung Fu. She was in, did she do Bad News Bears, right? I believe she did the TV show Bad News Bears, where she replaced Tatum O'Neal. She did the TV show Paper Moon, which she replaced Tatum O'Neal, right? She was, like I said, she was in Kung Fu. She was in episodes of Emergency, and my gosh, you name it, she was there, you know. And she played these great parts, and then as she got older, into her pre-teens, she just did some fantastic work that most adults aren't capable, most adult actors aren't capable of, right? The Girl Who Lives Down the Lane, oh my goodness. She's just incredible, right? She's just incredible. If you haven't seen Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane, pardon me, The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane, Martin Sheen, Jodie Foster. It might have been a play because it's pretty much shot in one house because that's where she lives, and she lives alone. And she's a little, like, 12 or 13-year-old girl with no parents. Her father passed away, and she didn't want to go into the system because she has nobody. So she just stayed at home and pretended that her father was traveling, basically. And people start to catch on to it. And she does a nude scene, and for a little kid at the time, it was new. There were only a few movies. People were really trying to go out there and say, "Ooh, let's put nude children in movies," right? Which is today, it's like, oh my God, what are you, crazy? But back then, hippie movement, all of that weird shit, and, of course, pedophiliac Hollywood goes along with whatever. But Baby, I think Baby, the movie Baby, Brooke Shields, her mother said, "Oh yeah, do it. It's great for her career." Yeah, there were a few. I can't think of any other ones right now, but there were a few movies like that where they would just put kids in there. All right, strip down, kid. And while I had seen some bizarre shit growing up and probably knew way more at this age than most adults I knew at the time, yeah, I wasn't comfortable with my body, and I didn't like to be naked around people. I guess that's still, that's still the way it is. But to do that in Hollywood as a kid, you're being talked into it by adults, and usually if it's in Hollywood, it's by some weird adults with ulterior motives and agendas and stuff, and personal agendas too. So, yeah, Holly weird. That's that, and that also leads me to that movie Bugsy Malone, one of my favorite movies. And if you think too much about that movie and Hollywood and hypersexualization of kids and the whole pedophilia thing and the sex slave market, that kind of thing, well, and then you watch the movie and you think, well, it's a cute movie, musical and all of that, but think about all of those kids behind the scenes, parents, producers, directors, writers, costume people, costume rooms, fittings, there's no nudity in the theater, that kind of thing, where it's you start convincing kids, grooming kids at an early age that it's okay to be naked around others. It's just part of the theater. And that right there, that alone makes you wonder hard about the theater, right? I don't think that's a good thing, Get kids running around naked together because it's theater and it's okay, and it's one thing if, like, it's a nudist colony and you've got parents and adults around and it really is fashioned to be safe and that, but there's a lot of weird people in the theater. I don't want to apologize for it because it ain't my problem, but if I apologize that I'm the messenger, that things get pretty weird there. I've known people in the theater. I've known the fringes of the theater life, and just from the outside, it don't impress me, and it's certainly scares the shit out of me. Would I want my daughter to get into the theater and acting and that backstage shut? Oh, hell no. How's that little too weird shit going on over there? And I don't know what the reasons are, what the rules they give themselves, or the codes or ethics and stuff. I don't claim to know any of that. I just know that from the exterior, it all looks kind of weird. You know, it all looks kind of perverse. You know, this guy's a prude. Yeah, maybe I am a prude. You know, what are you going to do? Sue me for being different, having different emotions than you? Oh my gosh, he doesn't think the way I do. Oh my gosh, he doesn't like the theater. Bullshit, I love the theater. I just think that some of the backstage stuff is a little hinky. That's it. A little hinky. You know, I'm sure there are people out there who are involved in the theater and who can back me up. You know, and then other people who want to hide from reality and say, no, everything's fine. Don't look. It's fine. Just don't look. All right. I'm not looking. But it still smells funny. Don't smell. Don't smell. Toad smell. What the hell? Yeah. I don't know. They got algorithms on here that are going to cancel my show because I'm talking shit on something. Am I talking shit? I don't know. Yeah. So I'll probably wait until, the last possible minute to get up and, oh my God, that's now. Get up and put my daughter's stuff together. So I'm going to do another bongski. Another bongski. Banksky bongski. Yeah. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do, huh? If I had not been such a screwed up child, right? Up here. Hello, up here. Up here. If I had not suffered from depression my whole life, I actually might have gotten into the whole Hollywood thing, right? At some point, somewhere, behind the scenes, in front of the cameras, somewhere, doing something, right? Because my father was heavily into that in the late 70s or early 80s. So much so that he went to university in San Diego and made a bunch of videos for different classes and stuff. And used us kids in them. So I really got forced in front of the camera. But some aspects of it I really liked. I hate having to be, okay, you're on, act. I hated that. While later in life it became just part of who I am, right? You just have to pretend that everything's okay. But at some point I thought it was just going to go down that road, you know. My father just kind of was going in that direction and then just said, fuck it. It's Natalia. She's getting ready for school. It's just Natalia. There you go. Because I was really hoping, you know, I was talking to my brother the other day and he was like, yeah, man, we were supposed to have done this and this and this and this and this. Like he said, you know, he was going to school so that he could do this and we could do that and this together, and then all of a sudden we were going to do this, right? And he was really bummed out, as was I, that never happened, right? He never finished school. And it's, you know, life. It's, you know, I don't blame anyone. You know, shit happens. Probably having 3 kids. Had a lot to do with it, but we were, you know, Robert and I were bummed for a long time about not being able to follow that path, right? He wanted to work a camera, you know, I wanted to direct and work a camera and edit and do a little bit of acting and writing and this kind of stuff, you know, and as we went along, I saw myself doing more and more, and my father wanted it less and less, until finally it was just like a thing of the past, right? Those videotapes buried away somewhere. Now I've got them right here. I'm going to have to upload them at some point, share them. At some point, time's tick-tocking. Tickety-tock, tick-tock. Nothing lasts forever. Now, if anybody pops in here, let me know if I get too glitchy. Every once in a while, my picture kind of freezes a little bit. Could be my phone. It could be this, could be that. Everything looks good live over here. So I don't know. I'm going to get back here. Poor little fella. Little guy. Oh. My little buddy. He's the best buddy in the world. He really is. Yeah. Candle Shoe. Back to Candle Shoe. What a great frickin' movie. Jodie Foster. I don't know how old she is in that. She's got kind of short hair. I don't know what movie exactly she's coming off of. Oh, she's probably coming off Bugsy Malone, where she had really short hair, right? So it's kind of grown out a little bit. She did a couple of things that year. I think she did like 4 bitchin' things that year. 76, yeah, it was a great year for Jodie Foster. And a great year for me, because we got to see a lot of that in the theater, 76, 77, right? It was really, really bitchin'. We saw a matinee the summer of 76 or 77. I think it was 77. It was a matinee, middle of the day. They had Bad News Bears and Breaking Training and Bugsy Malone in the same theater, back to back. And my father dropped my brother and I off while he went to a job interview. He dropped us off in Hemet for the duration of the movies. And then he drove to Indio from there and went to a job interview and then came back and picked us up. Right. That was a regular thing for us. We were definitely free-range kids growing up. In 1976, I would have been 8 and my brother would have been 10. And at the time he dropped us off in Hemet at the theater, our mother was in Hollywood and we were in Hemet. And my father drove all the way to, well, halfway to Arizona. I mean, it was Indio. From Hemet to Indio is, a good hour and a half drive, I think, at that time on those roads back then. So he had just enough time to drop us off, go out there, go to the job interview at the radio station, and then turn around and come back and pick us up. And I think he was late, honestly. I think we got done at the theater and we sat out front on this street, Main Street, Highway 74, in Hemet. And I remember the theater is still there, where you walk in, and it's just a regular big giant building with a bunch of storefronts on it, and at the end building has got a little marquee on it, and you go in the door here and there's the lobby, and then you go indoors along this hallway, and I think there were 2 theaters, or one, maybe it was just one theater, but you just go in and you just walk up these stairs, and it's just this long, skinny, 10 or 12 rows wide probably stacked up 10 or 15 rows high. Yeah. It was just 10 or 12 seats wide and 10, 12, maybe 15 rows up and an angle and a big giant screen. It wasn't a big screen. And that was a little tiny theater in Hemet. At least this is how I'm remembering it. I remember recently, within the last, couple decades, driving by that theater and looking at it and going, oh, wow, that's that theater. Oh, gosh, there it is. Yeah. I gotta heat this coffee up. I'll be right back. Hey, look, I'm on camera. Hi. Hi, Sam. How are you, boy? Oh, I just want to cuddle with you. Can we get back in bed and cuddle? Huh, Mister? Oh, you're adorable. With your little feet, your fuzzy face, your cute little nose. Oy. He's like, oh, would you leave me alone already? Alright, I'm gonna get back to bed. There you go. Poor little guy. Poor little fella. Oh. Yeah, look at that. I was a little glitchy there. Why am I glitchy? Is it just my phone? Oh, maybe I should, at some point, turn my phone off and turn it back on. I don't do that enough, right? Phone's always on, and you need to do that in order for it to update and stuff. Of course, this phone is so old that if it updates, it'll probably explode. Totally, man. Wow. Wow. Well. Huh? Uh-oh. Alright. I hear noises. Let me blow my nose here. Visually stunning. Scooby-Doo-Wop-Doo-Wop. Shooby-Dooby. Booby-Scooby. You getting breakfast? Oh, go ahead, Sam. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go throw up. What movie? Aye. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's just get rid of that. Alright. So did she. Let's do this. Hi, Big Bessie. How are you, Big Bessie? Oh, wow. Oh. Boy. Come on. Go away, summer. Come on, fall. I'm getting sick of this heat. Yep. Whoops. We did it again. Yeah. That'll be on the tombstone of humanity. Whoops, we did it again. Right? Again, because this has happened before, man. Humanity's fucked up so many times. And they keep coming back and trying to fix it and do it again with no knowledge of what came before. So they just get all fucked up, right? Bunch of fuckers. Damn you. Damn you, humanity. Get your heads out of your collective asses. This is... What are you gonna do? Nothing. That's what. Not a darn thing. 9/9/9. Must be Monday, because it's 9/9. Well, 9/9. New episodes of X-1 at 8. One new episode, and then a new episode of The Shadow at noon. And then at 4 p.m. today, yeah, we've got, where is it? Dinosaurs, a first film. That should be fun. Something cute. Like I said, had my father stayed in communications and radio work and video work and that kind of stuff, my family's life might have taken a slightly different texture, right? We would have been, we would have been a video family, right? We had started a small videography business right around 1979-80. And had camcorders not come along, we might have stayed with it a little bit longer. But that kind of blew videography businesses out of the water, camcorders. Anybody could do it for pretty cheap. Could buy a camera cheaper than it was to hire a guy. So, but had we gotten into the whole professional production end of it, you know, i.e. Hollywood, I think it would have been different growing up. We'd have probably spent more time in Hollywood than we did in Lake Elsinore, because the first part of my life was really up there in L.A. County, from Pasadena to Hollywood to the Santa Monica Pier. You know, we spent a lot of time over there. So it wouldn't have been any real change for us to have just kind of spent more time there from the 70s and 80s on. And, you know, we would have gone to school out there, and we would have spent a lot more time around the studios and production life. But I digress. Things weren't that way. Yeah. And I kind of dabbled in it, but I didn't get any support at home, so I just said, fuck it. You know, I did some videography work as a kid with friends' video camcorders, and tried to do stuff. I got into theater in high school, and had hoped to go on to college and get into theater and dance and that kind of stuff. And my father was having none of it, so I didn't get any support at home again. And I didn't get any support at home really during all of my school years, you know. I just got used to doing work at school and just don't even bother to bring stuff home anymore. You know, what's the point? You ain't got a place to do it. You're not going to get the help. You're not going to get the materials. You know, no way in hell you're going to get a well-lit area to do your work in. You know, so just give it up. Just give it up. And once I left home at 15 and was living with other families, you know, they would be like, well, don't you have homework to do? No, I did it at school. And that's just the way it was, you know. I just got used to doing shit at school. And if I didn't get it done at school, I didn't take it home with me. It just didn't get done. But I was still able to get a decent grade point average. I think I got C's and B's. On occasion, I would get an F or a D. You know, usually some kind of math or science or history, and sports. I always got an F in PE, always, because I didn't participate. Organized shit was not for me, and that's what it always boiled down to, was choosing up sides and you guys going after each other, and that's always what it came down to. And I was just not into that. Come on, no, we'll go scratch on the door then. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. For a lot of people, organized competition sports is great. For other people. But I've always felt like it should never be forced upon somebody. Do you want to do organized sports or not? No. Okay, well, here. Then you go over there and you do this kind of a sport, right? You do this. Some kind of exercise program. Because that's what PE is for, physical education. You know, you don't have to learn about sports to learn about physical education, right? And that's what PE always boiled down to, was sports. You know, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, tennis, track. It was always some kind of sport, Yeah, you could join the weight training class and you could go pump iron, You could do the track and you could just run, But there was never a PE class where you could sit down, learn about nutrition, learn about your body, learn how to build yourself up physically. Going and sitting in a weight room and having a guy tell you, all right, look, this is what you eat, and this is when you eat, and this is how much you eat, and this is how you work out, and I did weight training class, and it was more about pumping iron than it was about learning about the body. As was PE. PE was always about, okay, here's this week's or this month's sport. We're going to learn it, and we're going to play it, and we're going to choose up sides, and we're going to go at it. It was very little up here, which is kind of the whole, it's all together, right? I got to go put this dog away. Want to go outside, Bessie? Oh, Dogtown, man. They're all awake. Milling around. Okay. Where were we? So, reunion news. Reunion August 2025. It's happening. It's definitely happening. I'm in the process of coming up with ways to raise money. And the main way that I've found to raise money is by doing T-shirts, right? And I'm just trying to do old vintage style T-shirts that say something about us and where we came from, who we are, what our town was about. So I put together a bunch of mock-ups for the T-shirt place. I sent another half dozen or so, less than a half dozen, more mock-ups over to the T-shirt place. I'm hoping to hear back from them this week on some kind of pricing, right? And then I'll get back to them with my thoughts on how to do that pricing, because it's, like I said, this is all donation. In order to get the ball rolling, I have to make a little chunk of money to get the whole printing thing started. So let me go check the dog. But my daughter really likes the mock-ups that I did. And I really think I'm off to a good start. Yeah. Yeah. So, if I can just get the ball rolling, and I think what I'm going to do is get my first designs together, get get with them and have one shirt made, or one or two shirts made, depending on, you know, how we can work. You know, let's make 2 screens and make 2 shirts. There's another dog. I think if I can get 2 shirts made and mock-ups of the rest made, right, and then take votes, okay, how many want me to start making this shirt? We've got 2 shirts to make now. Take orders on these 2 shirts, vote on the next shirt. You know, here's your 3 votes. Or fuck it, just come out with a new shirt every 2 weeks. Salu? And so people can just kind of anticipate the next shirt. Some of them will be actual reproductions of shirts and prints. Yeah. And there'll be multi-level donation. You know, it'll be multi-tiered so that you can donate at the lowest level and get a shirt. You can donate at the highest level and get 3 shirts and get 3 days worth of discount tickets, which is a half-off deal. So whatever the day costs, you get a half price ticket for that day. And trying to come up with ways to save money for people and come up with more money for donations. It's a hard tapestry to weave. So a week from Wednesday, I'm going to do the first show live, and hopefully have a shirt to wear, a shirt to display, and give information on how to get shirts, right? And then create a commercial for shirts. Be sure to stay, you know, up on current shirts available. I don't have the wherewithal or the tax bracket or the I don't have anything to create an actual website for this shit, you know. I don't want to do it on eBay, I don't want to do it on Marketplace, I don't want to do it here and there. I just want to do it, you know, send me donations, I send you a shirt and your coupon or whatever. All right, I'm going to go prepare stuff in the kitchen. I'll be back in a bit.
Oh, baby, I think I love you from head to toe.
I'm back, baby. No, really. I don't know what the hell's going on. I was here and then I was gone and then I'm back. It's like Hollywood magic. Am I gone? No way. I'll be in and out with the microphone. It's morning time. It's busy. Got stuff to do, stuff going on. Stop messing with me already. Jeez, you bunch of weirdos. Give me a break. Oh my gosh. Okay. Where were we? I don't remember. I wasn't living in Hollywood. I didn't grow up there. My early years we spent out there a lot. During the 70s and early 80s. But, ooh, it's like thunder. But that was it. I know the 70s and 80s Hollywood. I don't know today's Hollywood. We drive through there and I'm lost. Losted. It's like, whoa. Whoa, my gosh. No way. Yeah, ooh, I know. I'll do one of these things here, because that always helps. That always helps the page. And what is going on? What's on my schedule? What's on my schedule? Schedule. What? Come on up, buddy. Come on. Come on, Mister. Get your butt up here, buddy. Come here, Sam. No? There's a sandwich being made and they want in on it. Of course they do. It's only right they get a portion, yeah. They deserve it. They earn it. Yeah, we protect that stuff, so you owe it to us. Give us sandwich now. Boy, they love lettuce, though. They love that lettuce. Lettuce, eat lettuce. Yeah, there you go. That's bizarre. You like my concert shirt? Hollywood Bowl. Last year. Was it last year? I don't remember. No, I think it was the beginning of this year. Yeah. The other time. First time. Well, I can't believe I've seen them 3 times. That's bizarre. Wow. Huh. That is crazy. A band that up until a few years ago I never heard of. Right? I just never heard of them. And then no more and then. Far out. I'm so excited about the video time machine. It's my new fixation. Okay, and I've decided to put the video time machine in the third quarter of the show, and have the last half hour of the show to play a little more music and to talk about the video time machine and have a place for comments at the end. So the first part of the show will be just like it was before, all music, 4 blocks of 4 songs with radio commercials and news and that kind of crap. And then we'll slip into the video time machine for 30 minutes. The episodes will be 20 to 30 minutes long and encompass that block, that 30-minute block at 6 o'clock. And then from 6:30 to 7, I can then have that time after the video time machine to play a little music and discuss in the comments what we saw and the music and whatever else is going on the show. But it's just once a week, so I want to try to get more out of the show. So we still keep the same format with music, but we've got a video portion that gives us more nostalgia and more time travel, and then some time to discuss, right? And to do a little trivia. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And that's getting me geared up for the up-and-coming Elsinore Brothers and Sisters Live. That should be a hoot. A hoot. It's only going to be like a half-hour show. And I'm just trying to use it to seriously promote the party, because there's a lot of, misunderstandings about what's going on. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people are just kind of sitting back, leery, waiting for things to kind of congeal. And we don't really have time for all of that. We need to get everybody who wants to be there, get them all on board and say, okay, look, even if you don't want to be there, send in a measly donation and get a shirt, and that's going to help. It's going to give us a few bucks toward the cause, because we got a big budget to come up with. And I can't put any of myself into the financially. I can't put any of myself into it. First of all, I ain't got anything to put into it. And second of all, it's not right if I can get the ball rolling by raising a little bit of money to get the ball rolling. But other than that, it's all going to, rely on everybody else who wants to be there. If people want the party, they'll make it happen by donating. I think that it's going to come down to people wanting shirts more than people actually wanting to go to the event, right? So, yeah. Totally. And we'll figure out ways to get them ordered and shipped in a timely fashion. I'm kind of old school, so I'm probably going to take on a lot of old school ways of doing this whole shirt thing, donation thing, Right. Send me blue chip stamps. I got everything picked out of a catalog. Yeah, did he say green stamps or blue stamps? She have green eyes or blue eyes? I don't know. Where are we going with this? I ain't got a clue. I hear that little dog tickety-tacking around. She wants some of that lettuce. Oh, she loves that lettuce. Vegetarian dogs. My goodness. So the next videos I'll be working on will be the Elsinore Brothers and Sisters live show. So I'll be putting together opening and closing for that. I'm going to use the same music that I picked out for the last trailer. I really like that banjo music. Hometown, old-timey. I'm just going to come up with a lot of elements that say Elsinore. Probably do something in black and white. And take a lot of old photos of the area and kind of compile it together. Yep. I can see it all now. Hi, Oliver. Hi, come on up. Come on, little buddy. What about you, Sam? You want to come up, big buddy? Come on. Not in my lap. No lap monkeys. Come on over here. Right here. I know you have to be your own self and you're a rebel. Come on. Go on. Stop trying to get in my lap. No. Come on. Oh, he's upset now. He's got one ear down. One ear down, one ear up. And he gets this wrinkle over one eye. The wrinkle's gone, but that ear's down. So that ear means he don't like it. If that eye gets wrinkled, then that means he's mad about it. And then if he don't look at you, oh, you're in trouble. Am I gone? No, not my lap. Over here. Come on. You're such a Poindexter. Poindexter. His Dexter is Point. He has the Poindexter. It is Dexter. Poindextrous. Woohoo. Woohoo. Countdown to blast off. Telling you. So yeah, I'll be getting done here and getting geared up for the live show this evening. The first Monday edition with the new opening and closing. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Hi kids. Are you tickety-tacking around? Oh yeah. And working on the elements for that, and probably working on some more videos. I want to put together some music videos, right? And some other types of stuff. I really want to do some original content. That's going to take some heavy duty work there. Especially if I bring you original content from the past. That's really going to be tough, because I got to bust out old machines and set up old stuff and hook it up to the new fangled stuff, and it just gets all weird. So I have to MacGyver, and it can be heavy. It can be weighing on the mind, having to get all of these things to work right, and knowing that these tapes are very old and fragile, so things have to be working perfect before I can get started. And if I have any fear that they're not working perfect, then I have to abort and figure out a different way to do it. Yeah. Which means when I start playing an old videotape while it's recording, I have to watch the videotape moving in the machine, not the video on the screen. The actual physical videotape moving is the one thing that'll get me into trouble. So I have to be able to, once again, abort and try to, recover the tape without screwing it up. So I've got test tapes that I can use, but I don't want to screw those up either. So if it comes down to it, I'm going to maybe find somebody in the desert who has really bitchin' machines who can deal with a digital transfer. That's it. Wow. Yeah, heavy duty stuff, man. Totally heavy duty stuff. My eyes are still, zombified. I swear I look like the Crypt Keeper. Michael Crypt Keeper. That's it. I've got his hairline and his eyes. I'm the crypt keeper. Yeah. Anyways, what's going on, man? I don't know what the hell's going on. Ooh, my Minecraft book. Maybe we'll work on that tonight. I can add some things to the book, you know, because here's my little book of Frederick. And there's a map in there, and I can add stuff to the map because it's in pencil right now. So at some point, I'll go ahead and ink the permanent stuff, the stuff that I know to be true and correct, because I've had to do some erasing starting the map, and really had to get things, because I decided to do the map on a grid. So now the grid has kind of set me on making things line up perfectly and making it easier to gauge distances. It's not to scale, but it's a help. It really is. So at some point I'll be giving it a light erasing to get rid of most of the pencil, and then going over tracing that in ink. And then I also have to add the rail, because I've put up a lot of rail, so I'll have to add that too. Totally. A few more villages to add, some more created places that have to have more stuff done to them. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm digging it. So I've decided to only play Minecraft once a week while I'm live, so that I don't get burned out on playing it all the time, because I will do that. I figure once a week is enough for a couple of hours. Get on, do what I gotta do, build what I gotta build, explore what I gotta explore. I'll take you with me on many different facets of what I do in Minecraft. Usually it's build roads. Build roads, protect villages. I'll go into a village, surround it with walls and gates, keep everybody in, especially the big iron giant dudes, and then light the village up so that it's free of monsters at night, so that if I happen by the village at night, it doesn't spawn a bunch of monsters and kill everybody in the village or turn everybody into zombies or something, because that's a bummer. There's a couple of villages that have very few people, so I need to take those villages and protect them, enhance them, build some houses with lots of beds and doors, and then hang around while babies spawn, you know, because stuff only happens while you're near or there. Right? Oh my God, he's like totally right. I know it, baby. I know I'm right. All right. I'll leave you with this again so you can examine what's on my shelves. I'll be back in a minute. No wedgie, no wedgie. Okay. Big dog was looking at me. She's like, I want a big cooler. Can I have a big cooler? I want a big cooler full of food. Where's mine? Hi, Sam. You're so adorable, Sam. Oh. My buddy. My buddy. You're such a good boy, Sam. Your funny little dew claws and your little funny dew pads. You're so funny. I hear another dog. There's a little Tootsie Footsie. Clickety clickety. She gonna do morning yoga. Every morning she comes out, she stretches, she puts her head, flops her forehead right down onto the carpet, and then steps on her ears. There she goes. Now she's bugging Sam. No, you stay there. You stay there. There you go. Yeah, she's so pushy with Sam. She's like, I'm sitting next to you. Get over it. She's old and retired, and she don't give a shit anymore. She's like, lick my face. Lick my ears. Do it now. She just walks up, puts her face right in his. He's got no choice. Spa treatment. That's it, huh? No, a little bit more. You're a very lucky girl, Tootsie. Yes. Silly dogs. My goodness. Ah, yeah. So let's see. We've got Minecrafting tonight. And then I'm off evenings until Friday. And then I'm pretty sure that a week from Wednesday, I'm going to do the first reunion live. But I don't know. It all depends on shirts. And if I can finagle a guest. I really would like to have a guest live. It's on a Wednesday. It's middle of the week. It's at, I think I'm going to do 6 o'clock. Right? So that's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. By 6 o'clock, everybody should be home here on the West Coast. And I can just have a short video chat with somebody the day of or the day before. Get everything set up. Let them know how it's going to work. They're not going to, just like on regular TV, when we go live to somebody via satellite, they can't see anything. They don't know what's going on. They can hear me and they can see me, but they don't know what else is happening on the show. So I will send them photographs of what we're going to be looking at, or show them in a video ahead of time. We'll have a video chat ahead of time, and I can show them how the show's going to work. Look, we're going to talk for a minute, and then I'm going to talk to you, ask the questions, and then bring this up and show this video, or this, maybe the commercial, maybe photographs, whatever I've got going on. Yeah. So, yeah, getting a guest on and do a Q&A. And I'll get with them the day before, send them, text them a list of questions. They send me back the numbers that they don't want answered or they don't want asked. I put together the list of questions. On a video chat ahead of time, we look at the elements that I'm going to be showing on the show, so they understand what the audience is looking at. So when I say, hey, look at this shirt, what do you think of this shirt? He'll say, yeah, that's a cool shirt, or that shirt sucks. But So we'll get all of that worked out ahead of time and then do the live version on YouTube. And hopefully it will not be technically challenged, and hopefully I can get it shared on the channel, on my Facebook stuff and Facebook groups, and really pass that link around so that we get a growing audience, and that is right there is going to help. Shirts. I am going to send out video links to a commercial about the reunion and shirts, and it'll be a live thing. I'll be wearing a shirt. I'll have a shirt or so and more in the background. I'll have mock-ups of shirts, and I'll let you know where you can find this stuff. You know, contact me personally. That's it. It's the only way I can do it. You know, if I try to do it otherwise, I throw myself into a huge tax bracket because of the amount of money that has to be raised for this. And I can't deal with that. So, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I may have to get some kind of, figure out how to do some kind of fundraising deal, and keep it away from me, right? Because I don't want control over any of the money, basically. I just want the money to come in, and I say, okay, this money goes that way. All right, that's done. Now the money goes this way. And that's it. When it's all said and done and over with, you hear that dog out there? Any money left over gets rolled into the next thing. Yearbooks, more shirts. Yeah, it'll be a ball. It'll be a ball. Ooh, family stuff. Ooh, look, it's 7:30. I'll be right back. I gotta do that. I'm back, babies. I am back. Come on, Sam. Come on, Tootsie, get up here and get a spot. There you go. Ah, a little too slow. A little too slow. Too slow, too slow, too slow. Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me. Oh, Tootsie. Oh, you're such a good girl. Yes, you're such a good girl. Uh-oh. Okay, necesitas. Ah. Gotcha. Love you. Bye-bye. Last minute stuff. Now it's just the cooler and no bag, but she wanted the bag because I guess the bag is good for school stuff. So she had a book show up from Amazon. She ordered a used book so she could have the physical book to work with, but she also needs the online book so that she can do stuff elsewhere and not drag the book around with her and work in do online stuff, because I believe it's for an online class. But man, she's got it going on. Once again, I told her, have fun. You're young, enjoy. You're young, enjoy it. That was nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys and your hairballs. Yep. Open and close. T-shirt commercial. Okay. So I can start working on that. And get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. Get it rolling now. Copyright. Stop singing. I thought it was my own song. Get the ball rolling. You're such a good. You're such a good. Oh, you got my nose. Oh, you got it. Oh, I know. You better stay there. No, better stay there. You're such a tootsie. You're such a good tootsie. You're such a good girl. You should just lay there. I know it's hard for you to calm down because you're part Chihuahua and part Dachshund. Well, half and half. You're a half and half. Yeah, you're like a 50-50 bar. Yes. Totally. Well, we're getting down to the end of the last hour here, and I'm getting excited about creating more video stuff and excited about going live tonight with Minecraft. So I think the plan of attack is going to be adding elements to my map. What I'll do is I'll just pick a few scenarios, and then I'll kind of feel it out when I get there, and I'll go with one of my scenarios, or I will just wing it, just go with it, right? I need to make each show keyword list. The description. So I need to write a paragraph about each show and put it in the description of each video, so that not only do you get, you know, the title that tells you what episode it is and whatnot, but you get more of an idea of what we're doing on each show. So I'll do the morning show, set that one up, And I need to try to have an updated one every day, so that when you get to the show, you know exactly what we're talking about on that day live. You know, so when I start the show, I need to copy and paste my stuff and then add, this is what we're talking about today. Like today, I would have put, I'm going to talk about Jodie Foster and Candle Shoe, among other things. The reunion, video editing, that kind of stuff. So that would have been in my description for today. So I need to sit and type out a bunch of stuff that I can just copy and paste over every morning and then update for the day. That's it. That's all. You know, my description for nighttime nonsense and nostalgia, it should have an idea of what's going to be playing that, you know, that evening. So you know you can show up and listen to, there's going to be, among other things, there's going to be this music, this music, this music, and among other things, there's going to be a look at this and a look at that, right? And then we're going to talk about this. And then just kind of have that in the description, just a little short paragraph to better serve my channel, because it's pretty rudimentary right now. It's pretty basic. I reuse a lot of the same description for stuff, which I think is probably making things kind of lie flat. I'm not getting out to more and more and more people. I'm just kind of laying flat, right? Coffee's laying flat. I'm going to warm it up. Be right back. Don't go nowhere, because I'll come and find you. Yeah. That lady's just ignoring her dog out there squealing again. It's just saying, I want to come in. I don't like it out here. It's hot. I'm scared. Let me in. And she just ignores the dog. And I hate to be the one to tell her, hey man, deal with your fucking, bring him in. Leave him out there until he starts squealing, then bring his fucking ass in. He's been squealing for hours, right? Right? I would never do that to you guys. Make you live in a cage. Yeah. Yeah, you're not a prisoner. You're not a prisoner. No. That's right. Yeah, but you gotta stay there. I know. I love you too. I know. You pulling an Oliver? Huh? Did you learn that from Oliver? Did he teach you that? Scratch me more? Huh? Okay, no mas. No mas. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. There you go. All right. So, I'll be updating the book of Frederick. I should probably try to put together a short video of my book here. It's pretty basic. What I'll probably do is before I stitch it all together, I'll print out a bunch of stuff to put inside of it on these pages in here, so that it has a little more air of professionalism, yet I want it to remain kind of basic, you know. It's like this is one of the books that you would put together in Minecraft while you're out there lost in one of those worlds where you got a crafting table and some leather and some paper and you put together a little book with some maps and stuff, and that's pretty much what this is. So at some point I'll pick a direction that when I reach the edge of one of the edges, I'll pick that direction and create a new map going in that direction. Hi. Right? But I don't know, this I think it's better to start this way with the live show rather than start with, like, let's go in and let's start building from scratch. Because this world that I started, it took me a year of building to get that world looking the way it does now. Hi. Maybe you can hear Sam whistling over here. Hot dog. Forget it, weenie. Forget it. I know. She'll be back later. She has to go to school. You know the routine. And I don't want you in my lap, and I don't want to keep scratching you, so stop it. Just quit it. Just quit it. Quit looking at me with those big doe eyes. Quit it. You just sit there and be good. No, you just sit there and be good. Oh, you just sit there and be good. Just lay down. Just lay down. I know. You're just a cute old girl. Yes, you are. You just stay there and lay down. Nope, nope, nope. No muss. You just stay there. You just stay there. Okay? There you go. There you go. Quit giving me those eyes. Because it's working. But I don't want a lap monkey, no. Nope. One of the questions, when I said, oh God, I've got almost 100 t-shirts, right? Novelty, concert, just regular fucking weird t-shirts, graphic t-shirts, right? Graphic tees. So I told that to the t-shirt lady, and she's like, do you wear them all? And I'm like, actually, yeah. When I first started doing the YouTube stuff, I used to keep track of every shirt that I would wear every day as to not repeat shirts. So I went through the first season not repeating a shirt. I went through the second season not repeating a shirt. I started the third season not repeating a shirt, and then thought, oh, fuck it, I can't take it anymore. I'm just going to wear whatever shirt I want to wear. I'll dig through this. It's like I haven't worn this one in a while, and I feel like this today. But I told her straight out, yeah, I wear every single shirt, you know. I have favorites, and then I have shirts that, you know, that are really, really important. The concert shirts with my daughter, those are really important shirts. Not like this one. We went to the Hollywood Bowl and saw these guys with her friend Charlie, and it was a great show. You know, Griffith Observatory, Hollywood Sign, Full Moon, the mountains, Ford Theater over here. I mean, it was just, was that the Ford? The Ford. It was the Ford or the Fort. It was one of those things, but it was like right there on the hillside. Trees and hills all around us. A couple of homes up on the hill. It was just really, really cool. You know, the drive, the parking, the walk, the hanging out, waiting. It was just all a really neat day. I've got some, well, my daughter, she's got video footage of all of the shows that she's been to. So at some point, when I get a new computer or a new external hard drive, I'll have the memory on these things to bring that stuff in, chop it up, and post some videos. We saw some great shows and great stuff at the shows. So, yeah, I can't wait to do that. I don't know what you want from me. Do you want to go outside? Do you want some food? Do you want some water? Do you want some love? I'll give you some love. But you got to give me a break. Nope, stop. You're not getting in my lap. No monkeys. No lap monkeys. No lap monkeys. Nope. So forget it. I got stuff to do when I'm done with this. So I've been banging out these whatchamacallits. Yeah, I've been banging out these Post-its. We did the Minecraft open and close. We did the nighttime nonsense open and close. We did that one. Original content. That's what we got to get into. We got to start doing some original content there, don't you know? Don't you know? Right. And I have to put together more stuff for next week. Because next week I haven't done anything. I've got all the X-1s done. I've got most of the radio shows done. So I just have to put together a couple of educational films. Those are always fun to pick out because I'll be going through the list of educational films and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that one there. You know, I remember seeing one just like that in school, you know, or something that just really speaks to who I was back then, or how I feel now about who I was then, right? That's all it is. Just finding connections to the past. And I got nothing set up for October. And I really think I need to get October set up and set it up in a Halloween theme, right? Ooh. October. So I'm gonna scour through the episodes of shows and try to pick out stuff. Of course, X-1 is just going to continue. The other shows, I can look ahead and find Halloween episodes and pull them back. Because right now I'm trying to play things in order, right? A lot of the shows. Side shows are on Wednesday, where we have an extra show in the morning, extra show at noon. So those side shows, I can really pick and choose with those, provided I can find some good Halloween episodes. And then I'm gonna have to pick a Halloween show. What am I gonna do for Halloween? Let's see. Halloween. Okay, October, Thursday. Halloween is on a Thursday. So, that's a pretty easy day to do a live show. I can have a bunch of stuff releasing that day, Halloween stuff. And then I can come up with some Halloween style content for that evening and do a Halloween special. I don't know what, right? I don't know what. So let's think about doing a special and see where that gets us. But today I am going to work on, since I've pretty much got Friday's show in the can, I just need to upload it and run the checks. Tonight's show is pretty basic. just get on and play. I'll pick a couple of directions. So I'm going to work on the Elsinore Brothers and Sisters live show, and I'll be working on that all week while coming up with a few pieces of content for next week. And hopefully, by about the time I'm doing the commercial for T-shirts and getting that together, I'll get some feedback from them and get an idea of what we can produce first, right? And see what they've got. I mean, I want to raise as much money as possible for this, but at the same time, I want them to make as much money as possible on this, right? So if I can come up with T-shirts that people are just clamoring to get, then not only do we increase our budget, but I get to help this local business kick ass, right? What more could I ask for? Not much. So, and then I'll come up with an easy, surefire way to ship. It's going to probably be media mail, $3 or $4. Put stuff in a bag. That's it, you know. Unless it's cheaper to just do it in a T-shirt in a bag and get it done by weight. However, it's the easiest is. That's the way I'm going to ship it. It'll be, you know, probably get to you in 2 or 3 days. 5 days on the outside in the United States. After it's been produced, because at first we're not going to get any T-shirts produced in mass. We're just going to get a couple of samples made and then a bunch of mock-ups, and then I'll be taking orders for the samples that I'm wearing, and then as those orders get taken and we make a little bit of money, we'll be able to set up and do some more T-shirts and go from mock-ups to actual samples. I'm hoping that I can get a half a dozen people to at least donate and get a shirt, right? Probably $50. $50 is going to get the shirt and a decent donation. At first, that decent donation is going to go toward taking care of the T-shirt people, right? So all the money that I collect at first goes directly to them until it starts to balance out, and then we can then start to pay them off completely and then just raise a hell of a lot of money, right? It's like, okay, how many shirts do I have to get to this cost? Okay, we can't do all of that in one, so we're going to do short runs, right? I'll take, what's the shortest run we can do? I'm going to take orders for that many. Varying sizes. Let's do that. Varying sizes, and we'll have 2 colors per shirt, right? We'll have 2 colors per shirt, preferably the same ink on the 2 colors. So we'll get there, and we are going to raise a shitload of money for this, and we're going to have bitchin' entertainment and bitchin' food and fun, and there's going to be a shitload of people there having a ball going, dude, who did this? And I'm going to say, you guys did this. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's all, baby. And on that note, I can tell you honestly, that's all, baby. I am going to sign off right now and eat some breakfast and get the ball rolling. Because I got lots of stuff on my mind and lots of stuff on my plate. And I know that my wife is going to come home and she's going to say, hey, we got to do this other stuff too today. And I'll go, oh, I got to fit that in too. Right? And usually when that happens, when mom or daughter says, hey, I got to do this, I just drop all of this. I just turn it off and walk away from it and deal with that. And then come back to this when I can, right? Because this always comes second to family. But it comes first to everything else. Because this is my world. All right. Well, I got dogs here that are like, what are we going to do? Eat something so we can have a bite. All right, world. I am going to get out of here. I am going to get the ball rolling on stuff. I got to eat first of all, and then start the creative process here, ASAP. Because if I don't, I'll pop. I am gonna pop. All right, people. I want to thank you so much for coming by. It's been fantastic. Okay. Be sure to stop by again tonight and tomorrow, and spread peace and love, and do something for yourself out there, but not just that. Do something for somebody else. It's a great big world with a lot of people, so help out where you can. All right, people. Love you. Take care. I'll see you later. And most especially out there, everybody, remember to stay weird. Adios.